Shalom.
Shalom.
We're the Hebrew Israelites from the Camp GMS Cleveland. Before we get started, we give all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash.
Double honor to the Apostle Elder Square, Millstone, Will, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that preach the truth sincerely across the four corners of the earth. It's another lesson for the spirit and fire, how Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, is us edifying to the hopeful elect. And the name of this lesson is the King of Heaven that's within you. Because the kingdom of heaven is a people before it's a place, man. The Lord is setting up a kingdom right before these people's eyes, and before the brothers grab the scriptures, I'm gonna grab this real quick. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 44. It say, and in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Right? And that kingdom is talking about the kingdom of the nation of Israel, man. And it said in the days of these kings. So in the days that these heathens, these different heathens is going to be ruling over the earth, the Lord is going to set up the kingdom, and he's starting that kingdom with his elect out of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indian descent. But bringing them together, man. Bringing the elect together, like as that one stick that is spoken about in Revelations, because hey, the kingdom of heaven, the beginning was being started when Yahweh Shah was on the scene, then he brought the 12 disciples, then the rest of the elect came in from there, because that's when Yahweh Shah died, that's when the last days started. But we had to fall away from our heritage. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah, he blessed us with our heritage again. And the elect is coming back together again, like they did in the time of Yahweh Shah and in his time of Acts. This is the time of Acts all over again, reincarnated, just on a deeper level, on a reincarnation level. But fast forward to today's time, what's going on? The truth is flourishing throughout the earth, and the elect is coming back together and waking up. That's that one stick. Because they used to say what? That this gospel shall be preached throughout all the earth, and then shall the end come. That happened in this time, in Yahweh Shah time, the gospel wasn't being pushed out how it is now, man. Because we have the unicorn, the internet. That's why in Yahweh Shah time, when the disciples asked the Lord, "Is the kingdom about to be started?" He said, "No, it's not given unto you. It's given for a whole different time period, man. Which is now." So that's what Daniel 2 and 44 is going into, man. It's talking about that prophecy is coming to pass now. The Lord is setting that kingdom up right now, man, with his select men, before he actually bring the physical kingdom, the physical city. It starts with the people, But who got that Revelations 11?
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, and verse 3. And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,000.
You talk louder.
All right, fine. It says, Revelation chapter 11, verse 3. And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
And that two witnesses talk about the northern and southern kingdom. Because when you read in Jeremiah, it talk about what? That the children of Judah and Ephraim shall be oppressed together. We're here in America, man. all 12 tribes are here. And we was in what? We was in hardcore slavery, being lynched, and they prophesied in sackcloth for 200 score and 6 days, man, which is that 1,200 score and 6 days, which is 1,260 days, 1,260 days, which is the what the apostles say, that 3.5 prophecy, the 350 years from 1619 to 1969, man. It was under that darkness of not knowing who we are as a nation, because the prophecy started when Judah came over here, because the northern kingdom was already in slavery and getting shipped off, but the prophecy of the southern kingdom is coming over here. That's when that 350 years started, man. And we basically discontinued from our heritage. That was that. That was a part of that falling away. But hey, the Lord and sackcloth. That's what we wore. We was acting the prophecy out. We wasn't physically prophesying, but we was living the prophecy out, man. But when 1969 came, what happened? The Lord brought us back to our heritage, using Abba Bivens, and under Abba Bivens, the rest of the apostles, elders, all the way to apostles, elders of Great Millstone, all the way to the truth is the 100% truth is being flourished throughout the earth, man. Apostle Gabari was doing a video today going into qualities of the elect. One of the qualities is if that man have the 100% truth, so the 100% truth is being pushed out throughout the four corners of the earth, man. So this is how we know that the end is coming, because this is how you know that this place is about to get destroyed and we're in the end, because all the prophecies is coming to pass, man. The truth, 1969 from to now, the truth flourished throughout the earth. Because the Lord is setting up that kingdom. The kingdom of heaven, the foundation of the kingdom is what? The scriptures, man. The wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the scriptures, man. Somebody got the Hosea.
Yeah. This is the book of Hosea 1 and verse 10. And it reads, "Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power."
And that's going on now. Like we was mentioning back in Revelations 11, the truth wasn't being pushed out, that we was the children of the Most High, and the Lord came for the Israelites. That wasn't pushed then. When Abba Bivens came on the scene, that's when it started getting pushed throughout the earth. To now where that's the average thing. That's the average thing your nigga know. Oh, we the Israelites. We God's chosen people. Your average nigga know that now, man.
Right.
Because the truth is more flourished throughout the earth. But this is part of prophecy. Shit, for 5 years, fucking 10 years ago, your average nigga ain't know about the Israelites. Here's the Israelite kept on the street and think they Muslim.
And just to make a point, the Lord said He was going to raise the tents of Judah first, all right, meaning that He was going to allow Judah or the southern kingdom to come over here and prophesy, first and foremost before everything to start to shed the light on this truth.
You got I got one. If is more than that.
That was it.
Okay, I got one to back up that point. This is the book of Revelation, Romans chapter 11 and verse. I'm gonna go to verse 20. It says, well, because of unbelief they were broken off. Well, let me start at verse 19. Thou wilt say, then the branches were broken off that I might be grafted in. Well, because of unbelief they were broken off, and thou standest by faith. Be not high-minded, but fear. Right. So the Lord was, saying that those former branches were broken off because during the Roman Empire, you had a lot of our people that went astray. You know what I'm saying? And it was mainly the southern kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord, Yahweh Shah, has allowed the northern kingdom to be grafted into the fold. So now, you once again, like the brother had quoted that, what was that, Hosea 1 and 3? No, Revelation 11 and 3. You know what I'm saying? So, the Lord he's bringing the branches back together. This verse 21. For if Yahweh spare not the natural branches, take heed lest he also spare not thee. Behold, therefore, the goodness and severity of Yahweh. Right. So those former branches fell out. Now the Lord has grafted in a new branch, the wild olive tree. Which I'm gonna keep reading. But the wild olive tree, the plain olive tree is the southern kingdom. You know what I'm saying? And the wild olive tree is the northern kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Including, our people who have mingled with the heathen, and they look like the heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? For example, Judah. Our Judah like to, mingle with the heathen, just like Ephraim. But it says verse 23, it says, and they also, if they abide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in, for Yahweh is able to graft them in again. So that's 1 Corinthians 3, where it say, if any man's work he shall be burned, but he shall suffer loss. You know what I'm saying? So even the 2/3 is gonna get a chance at, you know what I'm saying, even the branches that was broken off is gonna get a chance at everlasting life, because they gonna come out of the loins of the elect in the kingdom. It says for if thou wert cut out, verse 24, for if thou wert cut out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and right, because the northern kingdom is wild by nature, because they more in they was more into their idols. You know what I'm saying? It says for if thou wert cut out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and were grafted contrary to the nature into a good olive tree, right? So if you would take the wild olive tree, the northern kingdom, and graft them into the southern kingdom, the good olive tree, the southern kingdom, it says how much more shall these which be the natural branches be grafted into their own olive tree? So it says for I would not, brethren. Right. So so the Lord is getting ready to graft. That's the end of that precept. The Lord is getting to ready to graft both of those kingdoms together, and we're gonna be because when you go to the Revelation, I think that's the 21 chapter. I think it's the last chapter to tell you that it's gonna be 12 gates, and on every gate. Actually, you got something?
Yeah. It's Ezekiel 37, and I'm gonna start at 19. I'm gonna start at let's get to the point. It's a little lengthy, but for edification's sake, I'm gonna start at 21. I'm gonna start at. I might supposed to start at 16. It says Ezekiel 37:16 say, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take the other stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, for all the house of Israel, his companions. So this talking about the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom coming back together as that one stick, And it says, and join, because the scripture talk about Israel. I think you quoted that Israel and it was all pressed together. Roughly paraphrasing.
Judah and Israel.
Yep. We all in the same cities. Everywhere you go, from California to Cleveland, man, you got a north side and a south side, and all these different areas. All right, it's all Israel, man. Most and foremost, because we all brought here to be judged.
If you ain't got no Israelites as slaves, your country probably ain't prospering that much. You know what I'm saying? It's like a, top commodity is to have Israelite slaves.
Mm-hmm. It says, "You are the light of the world, a city that can't be hid. We are the salt of the earth."
Mm-hmm.
It says again, "Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions, and join them one to another unto one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in my hand." You gotta remember, it was a dispersed. All right, the southern kingdom, all right, was still in Jerusalem at the time, and other parts over there in the Middle East, so-called. Then you had the northern kingdom, all right, over here in America already, okay. And when Esau Edom brought the southern kingdom over here, all right, that's when the whole tribes was back together again. But they discontinued from their heritage, man. After Esau beat Christianity and our people, Jehovah wickedness and everything. Because this is how we're in the end time. Because back in the time where our people was in the Holy Land, they all knew Yahweh Shem Shai. They worshipped, but now these people don't have a clue who is Yahweh Shem Shai, man. They clueless about that, man. But it says 20, "And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thy hand before their eyes, and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen." Remember Deuteronomy 28. All right, well, the Lord was going to scatter us through the four corners of the earth. It say, "Whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be." It said, and one king shall be king to them all. And that king is Yahweh Shai. All right? And we're not going to be called two nations. We're going to be all one. It says, "And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned. And I will cleanse them, so shall they be my people, and I will be their God." So yeah, man, this is end time prophecy which is going to come to pass. I was reading that, and I think Hebrews, where the Lord was going to put a new heart within us. All right, he's going to upload the law, statute, commandments in us, and we ain't going to have to go out and teach no more, man. We all going to be on the same accord in righteousness. But it says 24, "And David my servant shall be king over them, and they all shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgment, and observe my statutes, and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I will give unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt, and they shall dwell therein, even they and their children and their children's children forever, and my servant David shall be their prince forever." So you're just going back, that king is talking about Salaki as King David, But ultimately Yahweh Shai is the number one king. King David, all right, is second in command. Okay? But it's 26, it says, "Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them in and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore." So basically, the Lord's going to bring us back. All right, we're going to be one nation. We're going to be under in the new kingdom. All right, which will Yahweh Shai, King David, 144,000 ruling the elect men. All right, with the 1/3. All right, and we all going to be on one accord, man. All right, Ephraim, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all the tribes, man, gonna be in their right minds again, man. You know, but it starts here right now. You know, before you can get into the kingdom of heaven. You know.
Yeah, I got something to close with. This Hosea 3 and 4. It say, for the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without a teraphim. That's when we discontinue from our heritage, man. The whole nation, you know. And this is a scripture to remember, you know. Verse 5, it say, afterward shall the children of Israel return and seek the Lord their God and David their king, and shall fear the Lord and his goodness in the latter days. And that's the time we get now. You know, that's the Lord is bringing the elect back together, man. The elect out of the 12 tribes of Israel to the proper order. Yahweh Shah and King David. And it's in the latter days. So this is going on now. This is how you know in the latter days, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's a deep scripture, because this show you right here that King David came back. But anyway, you know, with that being said, that's pretty much the lesson. You know, the Lord, the kingdom of heaven is within you, and it's being built right now. You know, and only the ones in this truth is able to see it. So with that, we will close out from all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash.
The honest apostle Ellis Great Millstone of the well. Peace and blessings to the whole full elect. Shalom and Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.